Hello, Namaste, Satsrikal, good evening. Welcome to the S.S.Chandhok talk show. I'm your host and moderator, S.S.Chandhok. Once again, we have gathered here today with very eminent guests from different parts of the country to discuss on a very interesting topic, that is 21st century schools. Without taking any time, I'll introduce you the very special guest present today. We have a very big personality over here, Prathama Sinha ma'am. She is the CEO of a DSR Society, that is Education Society in Hyderabad. Welcome, ma'am. Pleased to see you once again after such a long time. It's a privilege that whenever you come up to the show and you always, grace the occasion. Ma'am, although you don't need any introduction, but still, ma'am, people will like to know about yourself, because people like you, they inspire many of us, including me also, that how we should rise and come up to this level. Ma'am, please let us know about your education journey. How did you came into this journey? I mean, it was by chance or by choice, and how from a teacher or from a teacher to a principal to a CEO of a group of schools, that is a very renounced one. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. And good evening, everybody, all the panelists present here. Lovely meeting each one of you. Now my journey has become so long that I've forgotten my earlier years.
Yeah.
Anyway, of course, I got into this education line through chance, not by choice. Definitely not by choice.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
was, I had nothing to do, so someone said, "Why don't you join teaching?" And that's how in 1985 my journey started. And I think because I was very focused and very passionate and committed, somewhere down the line, I felt that, I need to learn more and more. So these things have helped me in what I am today. And I feel that even today, I'm always learning, I'm always looking forward to new things, new ideas, the research that I like to do and come up with new, modules for teaching and strategies. So all these things have really, really helped me in coming up to this level. And I really thank God that, He's been with me all throughout this journey. And as we say that it's lifelong learning, and I feel that I'm part of that lifelong learning. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Pleasure is always mine, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking up time and coming up to the show to bless us. Divya Kaushik ma'am is there. Divya ma'am is there. Next, we have a very eminent guest from ma'am, that is Jasdeep Kaur Sood ma'am. She is the principal of a very prestigious institution in Karnal, OPS Jindal School. Ma'am, it is pleasure to see you always on the media, social media, that you are so active, and because of you, the school is growing so much, ma'am. And thank you so much coming for the first time on our show, ma'am.
Yes,
Please,
and the school name is OPS Vidya Mandir. It is OPS
OPS
Vidya
Vidya
Mandir.
Mandir, ma'am.
Yeah.
There is so much confusion. There's so much confusion in the school name. Sometimes it is. I'm extremely sorry. OPS
Yes.
Vidya Mandir, ma'am. And actually, Jasdeep Kaur ma'am is so famous, but everything, all the schools are named. The school is named by your personality only. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. It's a pleasure you have joined our show today for the first time. Ma'am, please let us know about yourself, because we have been seeing you, following you in social media all the times. You are so active, as well as you have a lot of experience also, what I have seen and known from the people. Ma'am, please let us know about yourself.
Yes. I'm basically biologist because I did my doctorate in microbiology. And after doing the doctorate, I worked as a senior research associate in one of the very prestigious institution of India, that is National Dairy Research Institute in World Bank project. And after working in World Bank project and DBT project, I joined school as PGT, and now I am working from last 12 years as principal of OPS Vidya Mandir, which is located in heart of city. And I believe that each child is unique, and that uniqueness of each child must be celebrated in school in a unique, customized way. So that's why our school is imbibing lots and lots of technology, because as far as customization of education for each and every child is concerned, technology is the right tool when it is used in a right way. So that is my philosophy, that we must inculcate life skills in children, so that in yuka world, which is very volatile, changing, unpredictable, we need to make our children to be very patient listeners, and very adaptable to the change. They must, imbibe change very quickly, and at the same time their happiness quotient should not be disturbed. So that is the aim of OPS Vidyamandir.
That's amazing, ma'am. I mean, I've also heard from the different principals also how, though how beautifully you have taken up the school suicide heights and all, the technology wise in every way that, people speak so good about you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
I'm thankful to my management who is shouldering every responsibility with me.
That is very important part of a principal. If we don't have good
Yes,
management, you
yes,
cannot do anything. Whatever
yes,
caliber you have, you can. Management is for
yes.
sure, it is very important. And the time duration you have spent it also depends that management is so good. Sometimes we see that principals, they are there in the school from last 20 plus years, and the school is doing so good. It feels that the management is so good and supportive. And that is the
Yes,
most
definitely.
important thing when a principal needs to join a school. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Next, we have, welcome, ma'am. Next, we have Pooja Puri, ma'am. She is a principal of a very prestigious chain of schools, that is Manav Rachna International School Program. Welcome, ma'am, once again. Thank you so much, and it's a pleasure to see you again after a long time, Pooja, ma'am.
Thank you
Uh,
so much. And I'm really blessed and fortunate enough to share this platform with such great personalities. Pratima ma'am, I think today I'm just for the first time, but I've heard about you. So technology, exactly what you said. It's a never-ending process which is going to change. Every day, every night, it is changing, and it's helping education in a very, very big way. Thank you for bringing all this to us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, that is a greatness, ma'am. Thank you so much. You are matlab, so down to earth. And see, ma'am, Sood, ma'am, that everybody knows you. So many people know you because you are doing a such a wonderful work. I mean, it spreads like a fragrance when you're doing very good work. Pooja, ma'am, please, people will like to know about you. Although I know all about you, but
Yes,
still, everybody will know your educational journey from which school you started and now as a senior
definitely.
principal in this school, ma'am.
Definitely, as Jeet ma'am said, this is not by choice she's taken this profession, but I want to inform I took up this profession with choice, with my all choice, and I'm wholeheartedly in. I breathe in and out education because I'm growing younger and younger. It's such so I would also start calling myself Generation Alpha Child because I'm learning every day, and technology is bringing me even close to knowledge more and more every year. And I have a vast experience of about 35 years, right from undergraduate students to kindergarten students. And I came to my choice was to stay with the school students. So I chose to become a principal by choice. I actually and I'm enjoying every time much.
That's amazing, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you here on the show. Then we have a very wonderful gentleman, a smart gentleman. When I saw him first, I thought that he's a hero of any movie or in somewhere. So he just told me that I am a principal. He's principal in Sant Fateh Singh Convent School, that is in Maur Mandi, and we see that youngsters or the people, they do not want to come into education. When I came to know about his views about education and how desperately he is doing from so many years is into education, it really feels good that that our generation, the further generation, they are also coming up so nicely with the education. Welcome, Mohit Taneja ji. It's a pleasure you have joined us. Please let us know about yourself, where your school is, which is the biggest city near your place, and how did it came into your mind? I mean, are you there by choice or by chance you have been over there, and how you are enjoying from a teacher to a principal?
First of all, once again, very good evening to all of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chandok, for inviting me or for having me in this meeting. It's really lovely to see everybody. And as you started with the appreciation words, I thought you were talking about Mr. Harshpal Singh Khurana. I wasn't aware that I'm really that smart. Thank you so much. And yes, sir, if I talk about my studies, I've done masters in medical biotechnology. I have done specialization in biotechnology, that too in the medical stream, because my entire study was research was on human beings. And after that, yes, it was not by choice, it was by chance, because I'm basically from Abohar. It is a small city in district Fazilka in Punjab. So there I was not getting much options from my own stream. So there I decided to be a teacher. Then I started my journey teaching biology to an army school, worked with army school. Then I joined Delhi Public School, which was again following the KED program. That's Kun Step School in Education. That's very much people must be aware of, because in Gurgaon they have different schools, KIG and also. So after working with KED school there, after I joined one of the ICSE schools and worked there as vice principal for 4 years. And now I got opportunity to work as principal. So the journey was really good, because I always believe that kids are the one who really need attention. And these terms, even though we are getting from either NCF or NCRT, that the child centric schools, but when I actually entered into this education sector, there I found these are really not child centric schools. All are teacher oriented classroom that we are focusing. So there I decided to actually make my classes the child centric classes. My lesson plans I made according to the differential learning plan. So throughout the journey was really amazing. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. I mean, whatever steps you had taken and the way you have come into education, the aspiration you had to come into education to give, something very good to the future generation. That's beautiful and hats off to you. Thank you and welcome, Moiji. Next, we have a very pleasing personality, that is Mr. Harshpal Singh Khurana, sir. He is the founder and CEO of TAP School, a very unique sort of, like we are talking about technology, a very technology based tool he has brought up into education. We had been seeing that so many people are coming to us with the ERPs and many other things and all. So has a very different concept, and he provides a to Z solution for the schools and all. I won't talk much about that, but we'll also like to know from himself only what actually uniqueness it has. Thank you, Ashpalji, for coming on our request into the show, and please let us know that how did it came into your mind to start up this project, and what is the uniqueness which makes it which make TAP School entirely different from all the other things, because throughout the day visiting us are coming and people want to meet us and all, but again, they are not doing anything that is very good for the schools. So please let us know about your journey. How did it came to your mind to start this up, and what is actually uniqueness about TAP School which should be used by the people?
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, sir, for having me on the show one more time. And to give my introduction, obviously I was into, as an any IT graduate of, I mean, our time was into, doing a proper job. And the wave, when I have about now it's about 16 years of experience, including 6 years of my own startup. And before that, I was working with many companies, and this wave of startups had started at that point of time. My last job that I'm talking about, and I was working with a startup who was whose aim was to empower people in the rural areas. And as any startup, a good startup does is that they ask their designers and their problem solvers through software to go into these areas and find out the problems and figure out what is the suitable product that we can create. So since I was the product manager, so I was given this chance to travel to certain cities, villages, rural areas to find out what is something that is missing. And through that journey, I came to know that in the smaller towns, cities, we have a little problem with education. Now, since that time till now, it has improved a lot, and because of we now there is a huge pool of resources which is easily accessible. But the with the concept of Tab School was to digitalize the classroom learning and to engage the students in with the content. Engaging of the means gamifying the content in sense, when we went there was no doubt smart boards were there. Students were learning through smart boards. Videos used to run on the smart boards. The problem was the moment the video is switched off, whatever they have got into their mind is goes out of their head. So how you going to retain? That is the more bigger problem that we found. Second, if we are digitalizing the classroom area, what is all that is required by teacher? Number one. Number two, what is required from the student end? Because these are the two entities in the classroom, right? The teacher and the student. The teacher has to teach, and in today's time, I feel the teacher's job is much harder because the teacher's job is to engage the students. It is not just the teaching, because uh, there are so many distractions in today's life for a child that engagement is a very important part. So if we talk about even startups like Facebook and Instagram, what is their methodology is to engage you. Basically, engagement is there. Similarly, as a teacher who's teaching in a classroom, her or his job becomes to engage the student and to bring the best from the student. So this is how our entire model of Tab School was created. And the other verticals which came afterwards in the ecosystem of Tab School was to help schools to become digitalized, not just in the classroom, but otherwise as well. So there is content, there is what you call bus tracking, there is so many other things that are there. So it is all in one solution, but our unique platform is the what you call Tab School, digitalization of the classrooms. Sir? Okay, so I'm sorry, there was some internet disconnection. I hope you got my last comment.
No problem, sir. This problem is going on everywhere due to rain and other because of light. When it's really cut off, all this thing is happening. It happens in these 2 months.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Please carry on.
So, sir, I was telling that the whole product is around digitalization of the classrooms through the not just content, but with the tools. Like, for example, there are many tools that we use to teach, and we created those tools. For example, flashcards is a very commonly used tools to retain. So there is one is flashcard, one is drag and drops for images. You have virtual tours, you have interactive videos. Now what interactive videos we learned is that if you're running entire video, let's say for a 10-minute video, but in between those videos, if a question pops up, right, there is a popping of a question, let's say a fill in the blank or a multiple choice question or a long answer that pops up in between, that helps the students to retain, because it's all about the experience, what the student goes through. Because when student clicks on some option, whenever they do certain action, their action is recorded in their mind. So whenever the student is going to face, let's say for example in the examination, they see this, oh, this is the question, they, that will automatically be recorded, and they will recall it like, okay, I had clicked this option at some point, right? So it is that. Second thing, entire tab school model is based on flipped classroom model. So flipped classroom model is entirely is a very common and hybrid model that these days schools are adopting, where you send this multimedia content at home, and then you ask students to learn from it and write down your doubts, and or do all the assignments in classroom and clear your doubts from the teacher. So it helps in engaging. There's a lot more engagement of, like ma'am Jasjeet ma'am had said, that every student is unique. So yes, here every student is unique, and every student's doubt is being what you call addressed. Then there is peer-to-peer learning as well. So the students who are getting higher marks are also helping the other kids out. So this is the entire platform, and with that comes the other things that are required. Like for example, you might need bus tracking, you might need what you call library management, you need a fee collection system, you need a canteen system, you need hostel system. So that is also a part of in all of this. But our uniqueness is the tab school platform, which is the digitalization of the classroom learning, because that is the main thing of the school. That is the main area of the school, because we all want here, everybody that is here, they all want their students to succeed in life, and that's what we are aiming at.
That's great, sir. Because we all, everybody will agree, maybe agree with me that we had been seeing, then we talk about the subjects, this subject, that subject, this way of working. But when we see that the system also of the school is not proper, that also hinders. Now the office problems are over there. There are no people who work properly to maintain the most important and difficult part when you don't have any sort of app or something like this. So the fee collection is a very big problem, especially after or during and after pandemic. That has become a very big problem for the fee collection and about the fee records and all. So at the very same time, we have to look after the education of the kids also, that how it should happen more. There also we need to see that what is the feedback of the kids and how much they have studied, how much they have taken, and how much more work has to be done upon them. So gradually, Harshpalji, you have brought up a departmental store type of thing, that everything is available there. As well as, because for ERPs we have to go to a separate place, for the contents we have to go to separate place, as well as the AI based type of things which have come into being data. That is the most important thing. Along with that, safety of the child is the most important aspect with the which the parents need at first. Other things should be afterwards, but the safety is most important. That is all there. So you provide a very different, and I hope that is also economical, because buying it separately for the schools, it just becomes expensive. And hopefully your product is better, as well as it is economical also for the schools, because schools cannot pay much during this time after pandemic. Thank you so much, Harpalji, for coming. We like to know, because we are into our offices in our schools, and what is happening to the other part of the industry in education. We also keep on updating ourselves through people like you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We'll come up to the next part of the show. That will be a suggestion round, because many seniors are over here, and I cannot state a question. I can't ask the question. Pratima ma'am, we'll come up to you first, and we like to know your opinion that when we say, what do we mean when we say that at 21st century school?
Mhm. So, according to me, a 21st century school is right now what I'm talking about, what I'm hearing in different conferences, and what I believe in is, as Mr. Mohit had told, it is more about self-directed learning, where we give the opportunity and exposure to the child to start learning on his own. So the teacher, instead of being the sage on the stage, she needs to become the guide on the side. So once we start thinking in that area, in that aspect, and I know for sure that lots and lots of schools are now moving towards, they're moving away from the traditional teaching to this kind of teaching, and the teachers have started, experimenting. And in fact, I would say that we are talking about utagogy now instead of pedagogy, where pedagogy is the science of teaching, and utagogy is all about the self directed learning by the child. So, how we take it forward, I would say, in fact, I've started talking to my teachers also that slowly we have to move out of Bloom's taxonomy and adapt new taxonomies. Like there's something called Fink's taxonomy, which actually shows, and see, Bloom's taxonomy basically is, it is more on the cognitive domains, right? It starts with knowledge and so on and so forth and reach up to the evaluating. But when we talk about Fink's taxonomy, it is, if you see it, I don't have it right now here, but if you see it, it actually deals with overall development of the child that we talk about, including the human dimensions, the sharing and the caring, the life values, and of course the subject knowledge is there. So these are the things that we need to start thinking when we are talking about making our schools into 21st century skills school. And I would really suggest, and I've been doing it in our schools also, that when we talk about students being 21st century students with the right skills, first and foremost, we have to do lots and lots of professional development, programs for our teachers, because they need to be sure of what is 21st century skills, and they need to imbibe those skills in themselves, because when they have those skills, it will filter down to the students in her classroom, right? So in fact, I have been taking sessions on 21st century skills for the teachers, because for me that is very important. As a child is the one who is looking up to the teacher. So a 21st century school is, I would say in a nutshell, a school which is always looking forward, progressive. And we talk about child-centric school. In fact, I've seen a lot of schools, they write in their website that our school is child-centric and all that, but are we really that? So we need to start thinking about that. And also in future, what will be the job profiles that will be available for the students? What we feel is that lucrative jobs today may not be available when children move out from our school premises. So we have to foresee all those things and believe in what we are talking about. And really, we have to stand up and start working on that at once, I would say. So 21st century school would be a school which is open-minded, always researching, finding out, giving the teachers the freedom to work, giving the children the freedom to research and find out, and become self-directed learners. So that would be in a nutshell.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. The last line, whatever the conclusion you have given, that was the best one. And that is the quality of leader. That is one line only you said what is 21st century school. Thank you so much, ma'am. That is why it is a pleasure calling you, because a lot of knowledge we also get from you.
So
Whatever you
I've
have, ma'am.
started
Thank you so
working
much.
on this.
I'll come
We
back
have
to you.
started.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Chandok. Our teachers have started working on the
Ji.
lesson plans now, based not on Bloom's taxonomy but on Fink's taxonomy, and it is really
Amazing.
working well. Maybe sometime, if you want, I can share one lesson plan with you, which you can share it with other teachers also.
Sure,
And
ma'am.
it's
Sure.
really
Even I'll
working
share
well.
up with everyone.
Yeah.
Surely,
And I
ma'am.
will also
I will
like
also
to
like to
add
share.
on one more thing, Mr. Chandok. How could you say that Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Mohit Areja is a smart and young principal? We are all smart and young heads of schools.
Ma'am, talking about age, we will never grow above 18 because we are with the kids of 3 to 18 age, and we will never be, our counting stops up after 18 for sure.
No,
But
I'm just
still,
joking.
but
Yeah, I'm
still,
just
the
joking. Yeah.
no, ma'am, I am also joking because if we are 18, he's 15, we can do that. We are also kid right now, but we are a little elder than him.
Three, sir.
Elder kid we are.
It
Right,
all
ma'am.
became
Thank you
zero.
so much, ma'am.
उल्टा जा
Yes,
रहे हैं
ma'am.
सर.
सही बात है. Good, ma'am. Good, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Next, we come up to Jasdeep, ma'am. Ma'am, it has been, how has blended learning helped children to grow in a better way? I mean, what is your opinion about this particular sentence?
Definitely, technology already has come in a big way in schools. We all are using technology. The most important thing is that how much we need to use technology and how to use, when to use, where to use, all these things we need to answer. And if we, master on all these things, then definitely blended learning, hybrid learning, flipped classrooms, they become very, very successful in addressing the needs of each and every type of child in the school. Like in classroom, generally, the most important step is lesson plan, that how teachers they are preparing their lesson plans. And there are wonderful platforms like Edmondo is the platform. 34 million users are there, wherein teachers and students they can make groups, and best quality content can be shared with students. So technology is helping in a big way in sharing the best quality content to the students. At home also they can have access to this content, and when there are offline classes, definitely then teachers are there to help them out with their doubts. And secondly is assessment, because once the students are having content in variety of form, audio content, videos are there, and notes are there, and after that a variety of assessment tools are there, like teachers can use Socrative, that is another software, wherein they can make very attractive and very different type of assignments. Sometimes the students they love to do the assignments where a lot of pictures are there, crosswords are there, fill in the blanks. There are multiple ways that we can test the students. Now this assessment of the students and retention of knowledge, that is not the purpose of 21st century learning. Basically in 21st century we need to focus on application part of knowledge. For that technology has really come in a very big way. Like if students have knowledge of how to use various softwares and work on these softwares, then their learning becomes autonomous. They can steer their learning themselves in a very, very positive direction, and positive consequences we can see in their result when their learning curve goes up. So using augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, all these things can be done easily. And again, the question comes that teachers need to be empowered with lots and lots of trainings, that how to use these tools inside the classrooms and how much to use these tools. Another very important thing for students is simulations. A lot of simulations are there on different platforms, and some are done by various government agencies, CBSE also. So these simulations provide wonderful areas beyond brick and mortar classroom. So laboratories are created virtually wherein students can work, and the simulations are so wonderful that these help the students in proper engagement. And they, while doing all these experiments online, they are totally into the subject, and that helps in better understanding of the subject. And these hybrid classrooms or blended learning is really a very wonderful tool. The only thing is how much training is given to the teachers, and because tools are age specific, what type of tool is required for the child of class second, and a different tool is required for the child studying in class 10th. So all these kind of information need to be given to the teachers, and a lot of the more empowerment you will do with your teachers, the better results you will get with your students and parents. Another very important aspect of hybrid learning environment is the learning management systems. As sir has also told, that learning management systems are very good for monitoring the study of the child at home also, in school also, that what type of content the child is watching, and for how much time the child is into that topic, what kind of assignment the children are doing at home, and whether they have completed the assignment in particular stipulated time or they are taking some extra time. Because for preparing the competitions, knowledge is one aspect, and second aspect is speed. And speed is developed by a lot of practice, because in competitions the students who perform by their reflexes, they are going to ultimately win. And a lot of practice material is available on various platforms, and teachers generally make these things available to the student. So hybrid learning is coming in a very big way in helping the child in each and every aspect, not only in academics or other things also. Like in my school we have done workshop on artificial intelligence, wherein googleexperiments.com, we have used that platform, wherein students can make different kind of games, and rather for their exercise, for their yoga exercises, they can train their uh, tutor. And the tutor, these virtual tutors is training these students. So not only in academics, but in for physical health, for mental health, technology is coming in a very big way. Thank you.
That that's a wonderful experience you have given to us, ma'am. I will request Pooja Puri, ma'am, to please give her opinion on the same topic, the importance of language learning.
Sir, I would take forward from what Jasjeet ma'am has said. Yes, 21st century skills basically are preparing our children for to be lifelong learners, problem solvers, accept challenges which come their way, and make decisions at the right time. And technology, of course, is a very, very important tool. Along with that, we want is life skills to be developed. If children are not given the true life skills to develop, they are not given the platforms both in the hybrid mode, online as well as offline, they will not have those kinds of skills developed in that, because what all challenges are going to come in future nobody knows. As pandemic did not prepare us in advance, we learned along with it. So what has all happened is through blended learning, what we have learned is there is a base, there is a drastic transformation. We went totally face to face, from face to face directly into a digital mode. There was no social emotional development. I would not say that technology, we are not totally technology driven. Yes, we are technology driven, but then there is a mixed kind of thing. It's a hybrid kind of a thing. Still, the transformation is taking space. But when we talk about life skills which will be developed, first we have to have face to face, that is social emotional skills to be developed. That's very important. Working in collaboration, that can be both digitally as well as face to face. So, collaboration, facing challenges, and we have brought this world very, very close with technology. Very close. Our children can reach up to anywhere for knowledge at their own pace, whatever time is possible for them. So we have changed the mindsets of teachers as well as our children. So from here forward, we are making our children choose, choose the right path, right knowledge to take at the right time, adaptable. You made them learn to be accountable, responsible for what they're learning. That's what we are doing. So blended learning, I would say, has it's played a very, very beautiful knowledge to children. It has taken place as we just look at the times when Generation Z was there. We thought Generation Z is doing wonderful. So without technology, smartphones, iPads, now what has happened? Generation X, Alpha has come. Our children are having at a click everything. I don't think now AI is going to do drastically some drastic changes in learning. So through blended learning, I would say, is a very beautiful transformation we are giving to the children, and all the people who are associated with technology are giving us wonderful 21st century children. So that's what I would like to add on. I think Jajit Matt had already filled up and explained everything. I just wanted to add on few things is ki ma'am, life skills are also very, very important for them to learn. Then only they'll be becoming digital also, because that life
Right.
skill is also very important to learn and adapt according to this.
Right. You're absolutely right, ma'am. And very beautiful things also if I added up what Jajit ma'am said. And actually, the main aim of having this virtual platform, uh, again, thanks to technology, we are getting connected. We never thought we'll be meeting each other. I never thought at this age I will be starting up this type of thing or starting up a talk show. So thanks to technology that, but still, again, the thing is, age is not a matter. The thing is that we have to upgrade ourselves with all the things, but what is going on? It's not like now we are grown up or now this is our this age or that age, we're not going to learn. At the last breath you take, you have to learn and you have to do something and you get the experience out of that. Thank you so much, Pooja ma'am. It was wonderful listening to you. Then we'll come to Mohit ji, Mohit Aneja, sir. Mohit Aneja, sir, we will like to know your views on the saying that updates and upgradation of children is an important aspect of life, because you are also somewhere in a remote area, and you also might be facing a lot of problems also, hindrance also, but still you are trying to bring up the maximum things up to the kids over there. That is also a wonderful thing you are doing for your school. I have heard from other principals also that who are connected with through to you directly or indirectly. They tell us how you are taking up the school. So please let us know your views on the saying that the upgrade and upgradation of school is necessary for the growth of the children.
Sir, I strongly believe that updation and upgradation is required. The reason being is because, as ma'am discussed about the COVID-19 situation, this in COVID-19 situation, we were not prepared much, especially not we. We talk about like in India, because we were not that much technology enabled at that time. We are still in those areas where people don't have smartphones. Even if they somehow managed to buy smartphones, they were not having good internet connections. Even if after getting those, they were still struggling to how to connect, how to operate. There were much trainings required, much workshops required, and things were lacking. And even though teachers struggled a lot, teacher tried their level best, but still the things which we wanted to convey to the children, we were not able to do that. The things which children wanted to get from the teachers, they were not able to get that. Even though both were, it was like a win-win situation. The both parties were having their own views. Even the students were right at their path, we were right at our path. But here the upgradation and updation is required for not only for the technology thing, but also in n number of ways. If we talk about the books, we are in that era where we are talking about, we are getting the talking books also. It's not like we never thought like we'll be getting a books which are talking. When we touch a phone, that's a talking pen, and there are n number of resources that we companies have made to make life easier, to make learning easier. But still, we are talking about everything, even be the different system, be the technology. We are producing several doctors, we are producing several teachers, we are producing several bureaucrats. But are we really producing good human beings? Do we have that data which can tell us, are we producing good human beings?
Updation and upgradation is required, according to me, being on the younger side. I strongly feel the updation is required at this level, the psychological level, the values to be given to the children. There was a time when students and children used to offer seats in the buses, public transport there, but nowadays you will see a different thing. Now people are like very much practical in their lives. They want, oh fine, I have paid for this seat, I'll be sitting this way. So values, according to me, are much more required in this era, which is missing. We are preparing our generation, the Google generation. So I believe like we need to add up the values in that, even though the subject so-called moral values, moral education is added in the system too. But still, are we truly working with true spirit? Are we truly producing good human beings? So somewhere I feel like this is somewhere we are lacking. Though yes, when we are training teachers, even the new education policy is more focusing on the teacher trainings. They are focusing on the good salary of the teacher, so that if the teacher will be happy, then will be class, that teacher will make the classrooms happy. But I believe like it's really important first to prepare children consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously, what they want, what are the consequences of everything they should be made aware of, which is somewhere we are not focusing. We are just talking about the technology these days. I guess that was the time the technology was made to make our life easy. But I strongly feel, even on my personally, if I talk about like now the mobile, we are not controlling the mobile, mobiles are controlling us. They are controlling our life. Even if we are scrolling of one thing, we are into this reservoir of this media. We are into totally sometimes we start with the use to use that resource, but sometimes later we just waste our resources. So updation and upgradation is required to utilize those resources, not to uh, I believe, not to waste those resources, not to what we say, I'm not getting the appropriate word for that. We are not appropriately using it. So I believe that mindset to be developed like that.
Yeah, absolutely right, Mohit ji, because in one of the season we were talking about that the parents, when they are coming for admissions, they are talking about this facility and that facility, but they are never asking that what about the moral values which you are teaching? Do you have moral values lessons or something connected to that in your school? Nobody. It's not 99.9%, 100% of them they don't ask, because of this fastness and technology for sure. Because there are always, positive comes with negative also. So it is happening with this fastness. People are, or the kids are moving out of all this. How many people go to the mandir or gurdwara? The children go now. They do not go now. This is what is happening. They are moving towards fastness of life, and so much of work is over there. You don't get time. Kids don't have time because things have changed. The way of studying and teaching has changed. Now, when few years back, when these smart classes came, so when the illiterate parents used to come, we used to explain them that आपने रामायण पढ़ी, अगर आपने फिर उसके बाद रमानंद सागर की रामायण या महाभारत जो भी आता आपने आपने देखी, जल्दी क्या समझ में आया आपको? कहते जो देखी, कहते इसीलिए हम जो पढ़ाना होता है जब हम स्मार्ट क्लासेस से पढ़ाते हैं, तो विजुअलिटी the tools have come. This is upon the school. This is upon the school about to take care personally about the moral values. Harshpal sir, you also need to add this thing. One thing is left now. We have got it over there. That about moral values, nothing is over there. So moral values have to be taken care of. Many schools they do this. Some principals say we come up with a yoga class. We come up with that whatever spiritual we do for 5 minutes. 5 minutes we do it in the classroom or something like that, which is very useful for the peace of mind. We take them to the mandirs or whatever. Sometimes they do it like this, celebrating festivals, different festivals inside the school. They try to do that.
uh, Mr. Chandok, I want to add into this. Sir, it's not even about taking them to the Gurudwara or maybe to the temple. It's about making them aware of respecting colleagues, respecting fellow friends, respecting human beings. It's not at all related to Gurudwara or something. It's totally about respecting. Even even the resources, even those known living things. But then also we need to inculcate those values. They should understand like these resources are meant for them. They should
Right.
value those. They should be, they should respect those resources. And human beings तो उसके बहुत ऊपर आ जाते हैं. अगर मैं ये चीज रिस्पेक्ट बच्चों में एक शार्पनर एंड इरेजर को लेकर भी कह रहा हूँ कि लाइक इवन इफ यू आर टेकिंग इट फ्रॉम योर फ्रेंड, सो हम कॉमनली वी यूज टू गेट दिस, मैम इसने मेरा शार्पनर ले लिया. सो वो भी एक वैल्यू हमें सिखाना है कि इवन इफ यू आर टेकिंग one pen from other, you should respect, you should ask it, you should respect your friend also. I guess
Yeah.
Pooja, I want to say something.
Sir, I want to add on is I take pride in this is we take up a topic as one kind of like suppose this time we are having is empathy.
Yes.
So children are setting examples and giving us their success stories related to empathy. What has happened? How did they show their empathy? They are showing gratitude. So how they tell us stories. So every day we have one speaker from one of the class and section comes and shares the success story and how did he feel that and what has changed in him. So responsibility will come. We have every month 3 to 4 topics, and you will not believe grade 1 and KG student also has something to share here. Like sir said, na eraser, the child comes and says, ma'am, you know, I said thank you to that particular child because he just helped me to remove the chair from here to there. So see, one small thing. So that success story was so beautiful and it laid examples to others. So sir, I really agree, Mohit sir, that these type of things have to be inculcated, and it is only
Absolutely.
through stories.
You are right, Pooja ma'am. And if you just think over that, sometimes when you do a good thing, you feel so proud of that. You're not
Absolutely.
knowing anyone, out of the box you help that person, rich or poor it is, and you are helping them out. So
Sir, these
you
are
feel
the
proud of that afterwards, that you have won something. आपने एक जंग जीत ली है.
and these are the resources which sir said na, these are those one of the natural resources, sir.
Resources. Yes, absolutely right. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a wonderful thing talking about the moral values along with that, because moral values are disappearing, and we as an educationist, as leader, we have to bring this by ourselves. Like Pooja ma'am, you said that we are having these type of things in our school, that we have called one student from each class and they tell about the story. And then it also comes into the mind of the other students also, I have to do a particular very good thing so that I will also get a turn to talk about. So that becomes a race for doing good things. And that is a very good way of motivation.
Even sir, like we have started these taking reflections at the end of the day. Like we used to give reflection question to the children to all the different classes. The questions are like very generic. We used to ask like, okay, can you please mention somebody's name to whom you helped today? Can you please mention somebody's name who helped you today, and in what way that person has helped you? Even that is in our hand, whether we want to make it a close-ended question or open-ended questions too. So we are not training the teacher side by side. We are also focusing on different ways to get those, to reach those goals, basically.
Right. Thank you so much. It's a very interesting topic, and what we have come up from that side to this side is also a beautiful place we have reached for the moral values. Of course, that is a need of war. That is the most important thing which is needed in all the schools. But all the educationists, they are trying to, administrators, they are trying to add in some of the other way. Harshpalji will come up to you now again, that because technology-driven era has come, and we also know very well that we were talking about that speaking books will be there, they'll be speaking themselves and all, and we know very well after a few years the books will not also be there. A tablet or a laptop will be there. There'll be no usage of books, although teachers will remain over there. And always these things will be like tools, tab schools and all, these things will be like tools. But how it is helping the teachers, and how it is helping the management also, and how it is helping the parents also, because all-round development is also needed. Parents have become aware now through these type of technology. I think you elaborate that also, that parents are also knowing. We were not knowing earlier, the parents were not knowing 6 hours mein what he is doing inside the school, but now they are able to understand. So what type of features are also there along with the ERP system? So it's a very common thing along with that. that how the parents are able to know about the progress of the child from time to time. Not एक साल के आखिरी में result निकला है, पता चला your child is very below average or he's not able to pass.
Sir, firstly, I think Tab School will be the first one to make the books, physical books, disappear, because we are already working on a platform, and we will be asking all the teachers and principals who are in fact present here, and we will invite them to join the project in near future, somewhere around September, October. The project is pretty simple, that you create these multimedia books where images, videos, text, interactions are all done, and we really want teachers to build that, because they are the best resources. So we are just enabling the teachers for that. So obviously trainings are, like everybody has agreed, that training is a very important part. But at the same time, I feel that the training, just to add on to further, that training is important, but how to implement technology, like ma'am had said, Jaspreet ma'am had said, that how to implement that technology is also important. So one thing I have always stressed, so we don't believe in eradicating the entire job of teachers. We believe in empowering the teachers with technology, so that they could take the load off and focus on the pain points of each child. So that comes into the adaptive learning models of in today's model. So adaptive learning models means every student, every child is learning on at their pace. Like, there is no poor student or bad student. I mean, I wouldn't say that is a bad student. It's just that their grasping levels are little slower than the rest, right? So they need little more time to grasp onto a subject. So there is a proper research done by the Stanford University also, that if you give a time to a student and let them learn on their pace, they will definitely absorb it. But unfortunately, we have only 1 year time. I mean, this is the 1 year's time where the student has to learn everything and move on. So if we look at to the Stanford University, which I don't want to get into this at this point of time, but just to give you a brief, they say that forget all the grades, teach them according to the subjects. So if a student passes on to, let's say, subject within a year, promote him to the next subject, next grade subject, and then move on from there. So this is how the Stanford University research says, that you don't need a fixed grades, fixed syllabus, just promote the student on subject basis. So that's not going to happen. That is like really, in the future, I would say that is how it will ultimately come. But as far as the technology is concerned, so technology's job basically is to make teachers' life easier and to make students' life easier. Now, when we talk about, like ma'am was talking and sir was also talking about moral, values, no doubt that is very important. In fact, when you pick up any edtech company or even ours also, you would find that there are moral values videos are there, animated videos are there, which kids can watch. But do they, or the school which has adopted a technology, choose to show those videos is not on to us, because ultimately software is in their hands. It is not in our hands. And in fact, they want to show it or not. You won't believe, sometimes in certain schools I have seen, not I'm talking about certain rural areas, where they skip the entire moral lesson because it's just a wastage of time. They want to cover the mathematics because the majority of the students are not good at mathematics or at science. So that is how it happens. So moral values are required. Number one. Number two, we have the content, obviously, but we have an ability and tools where you can create your own content on top of a video. You can, like Jaspreet ma'am.
See what the teacher All these things also we used to use, and now also we are using. The moment we pick up something from Facebook, some wonderful video also we share with children, that some kind of a value is going to be imparted to them. So here technology is helping us out quite a lot, sir. Quite a lot. Yes, sir.
So
Now you're connected, I think.
yes, so sorry, I have this huge problem with internet today. The thing is that what I want is to continue further from there is that obviously the technology is there, but at the same time what we're talking about is to create the content on their own. I mean, like ma'am Jasjeet ma'am has that there are so many tools where you can share the content, you can create the content. So similarly in Tab School we have the tools where you can use your existing content like PowerPoint presentations. I'm sure there teachers use that. You can use videos from whatever third party sources you have and build on top of it. Now how you build is depend upon, like one of the schools based out from Hyderabad rural areas, the teacher did an entire research during COVID. So she created a three set of students. So one is the excellent students, and not excellent, certain percentage that they achieve. Then there was a set of students that was middle average, and then there was the backbenchers in the class. And she created the same subject for in three different ways for all these students to learn from. So this is how the teacher took the initiative. Like we can only empower the teachers. Similarly, the teachers can use a lot of methods to adopt the technology which is useful for their institution particularly. So when we talk about, okay, yes, let's currently what is happening majority in the India is that it's very easy to buy a content from somebody and start it on a smart board. But I personally feel, and I may be wrong also, if you're buying somebody's content and showing it on a smart board, then what is the unique piece for which the student or the parent wants the student, their child, to be in your school? There has to be something more, right? It's not just about ke chalo wahan nahi admission mili to yahan dal denge, wo nahi hoga na. We just want something to be very unique for our school as well. So it is, the uniqueness comes with teachers, the teaching methodologies, the that they adopt. The, like ma'am said, you can introduce moral values lessons, you can introduce a skills lesson, you can introduce so many other things that you can bring into the entire school while learning. So this is one thing. This is, and second part, no doubt, assessments. So assessments is very important, whether it is multiple choice questions or subjective type answers, because they give us the precise data of a student, where the student is lacking, how many student is lacking in that particular subject, and how to proceed further. Because if a majority of the students is lacking on a particular topic, that means there is a problem in the teacher who's not able to explain the topic to the student. So this has to be further revised. So we have to take into account, no doubt, technology is there, it has pros, it has cons, but at the same time, data is there. Data is that is being given to the teachers is at precise moment, and you can make decisions on that. Again, there was a talk going on about the technology. There is always, we are surrounded by technology. Yes, I'm frankly speaking, I am a tech guy, and I 7:30 7 o'clock when I wake up, the first thing is that I see my emails, and there are tons of them, and there are these WhatsApp messages and things like that. So I am involved. So sometimes I have to also take a screen detox, and I just switch off my mobile phone. I don't watch TV for entire 24 hours. So this is how we also at home as a tech guy also do that. But at the same time, we, like Mohit sir said, during pandemic, people did not even have smartphones. But this is again one of the biggest problems in India, that we missed the technology bus. We jumped at the mobile first bus. Mobile is a very dangerous device when it is in the wrong hands. So that is the important point that we need to discuss, and sometime in down the line also need to address the situation. So technology is there, yes, but implementation of methodologies, like ma'am was saying, Pratibha ma'am was also saying that they are also creating a curriculum. So that is upon to the each institution has how they want to implement the technology. So that's there.
Wonderful, sir. You have given a justice to the technology right now. That it is, you see, when where the world is moving, if you won't move like that, so you will stay back. And every parents is rushing towards it. Of course, moral values are needed, but moral values, the first, even the first school is the home. There it starts up, and it's been taken care of by the schools also. So to take up the moral.
Just to here, I would like to also point out from the parent standpoint of view. I am a parent of a 2-year-old, and what happens is that because we are a nuclear, these days nuclear families are there, so
Yeah.
mothers get, and they are working also, so they get very easily fed up, and they say, okay, बच्चे को iPad दे देते हैं. So the 1.5 year old kid is looking at a screen when he or she should not. He and she should not. So I am defending, and you can say at the same time, my what I do is, I am a 2-year-old, and frankly speaking, I live with my parents. We are 4 people taking care of one child and making sure that she is not watching the mobile phone. And there is again the pros and the cons for that as well. I have seen that my friend's daughter has picked up English, but my daughter hasn't, because she does not watch
English.
phones or TV. So that is also one of the issues that we have to look into, that we are giving technology at a very young age, and that is not recommended. We also at Tab School don't recommend. We tell all the schools that, okay, you have to start this kind of technology where you want to hand over to the tablets, start from class 4th or 5th onwards. Don't do before that, because that is the time when the student has to learn to write, read, things like that. After that, when the serious studies start, then it becomes a help to them. So this is what I want to add here.
You are right, Hashpalji, because we have seen that when a mother is doing some work or watching her mobile, or she's in a kiddie party, she gives a mobile to the child so that, chalo, mobile de denge, chup baith jayega bachcha. And the child who is illiterate at that time takes out the YouTube channel and takes out the particular videos the child need. I don't know what is that. So what they said, Hindi ke kalli ho gaye to kuch bhi ho sakta hai. It happens like that. And at the very same time, then after the parents say and say that, I mean, there's a too much use of technology and all. That is also very wrong, because ultimately, as you said, that it is being said that after 4th or 5th grade, technology should come into the process in the schools also. The parents themselves are giving it before the school. So the child doesn't chase without that. If you have given your child, your 2-year child, the mobile from the very starting, now she won't leave that, because they see that you are also doing the same thing. Children, they replicate whatever is happening. You have to leave that, and only they will leave. Otherwise, they will also follow what you are doing. And the home is the first school where they learn everything. Thank you so much, Aspalji. And it's a very interesting topic, and a very interesting it is going today, but we have a shortage of time. We'll come up to the second round, and we need very short answers. If 60 seconds and 1 minute answer will be very good. We'll come up to Pratima ma'am. Pratima ma'am, we will like to know your views in precise that how has technology helped schools to get their work systematic and easy? Probably, ma'am, Pratima ma'am, when we are talking about this season, again, I'm saying this, that we are talking about all the time, talking about subjects, but we also need to talk about the systems we are having up in the schools from the starting till end. So how it is helping to just let us know that how before pandemic, because we know after pandemic technology came into being much more, it had to come at least 10 years after it came right now only. So how the difference you feel that has happened to the schools and made their this work and all very systematic?
Right. Thank you so much. If I know you've given us just 1 minute, but I like to, point out 2 points to Mr. Harshpal. First thing is he spoke about his child not knowing English because she's not on the mobile. Okay, he or she, I don't know, 2-year-old. I will beg to differ on this, sir, because mobile is not the apparatus or the mode of teaching language to anybody. There are so many schools which are in the outskirts of the cities or rural areas, but there also children, although their parents may not know English. I would vouch for it because I used to be a part of Pearson earlier, and we had schools across the country, and there were many parents who were just farmers and things like that, but then we ensured that the children knew how to speak and write and listen to in English. So that is, I beg to differ on that point, that because of mobile, your child is not able to do that. Now, second point also, again, I will go back to Mr. Harshpal. I know I'm going out of the context, but, when you spoke about a teacher who had divided her children into above average, average, and backbenchers. Now, when we are talking about technology, when we are talking about 21st century skills, we need to move out of the backbenchers and the front benchers and the above averages and all that, because here we are talking about interdisciplinary skills. We are talking about multidisciplinary skills. Wherefore, the teacher, every child is, has got certain skills that she needs to enhance or he needs to enhance. So if they say that I have got backbenchers and all, are we talking only about academics then? Right? So this is where I would beg to differ, because now we are talking about collaborative learning. We are talking about peer learning. We are talking about the new aspects of, as I said, the child learning on his own. So when you are talking about your product, I would say that I would request you, I know I'm elder to you, I would request you to avoid mentioning these things, because when we are talking about the future of education, we need not talk about the backbenchers and things like that.
So
With that note,
just to interrupt you, ma'am, it was an experiment done by the teacher, and I don't know why she did it. She just, because we got the data.
So she must have done it because maybe in her school, they have that kind of system. But if you are promoting your, the tab, whatever tech tab, don't speak about, don't give this example.
Definitely, ma'am. Self-learning, no doubt, ma'am. I totally agree with you that self-learning is to be promoted, and that's what Tab School does. Self-learning. If we
don't talk about backbenchers and all now, I'm sure Ma'am Pooja and Ma'am Jaspreet and Mohit would be, I'm sure they must be agreeing with me, because now no school is
very much
kind of talking about backbenchers and above average and average, because for us, every child has got certain skills that we need to enhance those skills, right? So this is where this is my suggestion. Okay, so please don't take it otherwise.
No, ma'am, it is right. But when we were talking, Harshpal sir was talking, I think he was just trying to give an example that this also happens, which should not happen. Which should not happen. So, every child is a unique child.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, I mean, it is absolutely right, ma'am.
No, it's not that I'm saying that he is wrong. What I'm giving him a suggestion.
Yes,
that in future, when he talks to, about
but ma'am, what happens is that when I have certain controls over my product as well. We also sometimes see things which are not expected, right? At somewhere down the line, we are also monitoring what is happening, because we have to improve our product. And let's face it, we are monitoring you. So the thing is that because we see this, that okay, like in Tab School, entire Tab School culture, we say we are celebrating the student, right? But at the same time, we do see that when teachers try to, again, I'm saying this was an experiment done by somebody.
So my suggestion would be that you talk about the skills. rather than the academic part of it. You talk about that how it will improve the different and various skills in the children. That would be more appropriate, I would say.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right, Pratima ma'am. But although he was not trying to say that
No, no,
whatever. At,
I'm not saying
no, no.
that. I'm just
Let's leave that, ma'am.
because he's a young person,
Entrepreneur.
and I've got experience, a little bit more experience than him. That it's just a suggestion. It's
Right,
just a
ma'am. Right,
suggestion.
right, ma'am.
Yeah.
These youngsters, they're not coming to education, and he's doing so wonderful for the
Yeah,
education.
he's doing a
For
wonderful job. I would like to meet him, whenever he's free or talk to him.
Sure,
Definitely, I
ma'am.
would like
Sure,
to.
ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Because we have seen that these youngsters, they don't want to come into education any time, any sort of, they don't want to come. And talking about the average or below average student we were talking about, sometimes, this perspective is mainly of the parents. When they come up to us, they say, "Hamara bacha average hai, below average hai." So I do talk to them, easy average in this. No, mobile तो बहुत अच्छा चला लेता है. So I said, why? वो average होता तो सब में average होता ना. इसका मतलब ये है कि उसका इसमें इंटरेस्ट है, लेकिन उसका उसमें पढ़ाई में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. Why? Because you put up a pressure of studies on the child. हमारे बच्चे को 50 तक काउंटिंग आती है, वो पीजी या नर्सरी में है. मिश्रा जी के बेटे को तो 100 तक आती है. आपके
Sir,
स्कूल में तो पढ़ाई नहीं होती है.
sir, the
So
fine
this concept,
example.
sir, but
The,
just a second.
uh,
This is the mentality of the parents. Many a times we are in a agriculture country. In the first pandemic also, I had 70 plus schools. I have guided how to take up the online classes when there is no technology. That was also a time. That was also a time. So now the problem is that the parents themselves, they create all this. In foreign countries, when you see that the children, they don't take back their books home. They put up in their locker and they go back home. वो तो सारे बच्चों को घर से यहाँ से स्कूल से निकाल देंगे, कोई जरूरत नहीं, होमवर्क नहीं मिला. तो प्री प्राइमरी, तो in India also CBSE says till grade 2 you should not give any homework. But you just see that if you don't give homework to the pre primary students, even what the parents will do up with you. Many times it happens with most of the schools, because there are different type of categories of schools and the places and area also, first learner or maybe a second learner. That is also very important. That is also very important. And the parent take up this perspective. Parent, they make up this, my child is below average. मेरा शैतानी करने में, मोबाइल चलाने में एवरेज नहीं है. चलो, let's leave it. We are in shortage of time.
just to add here, sir, I have seen particularly students or children learning the lyrics of a rap song, but they are not able to, learn the one or two particular subjects. So it is the choice, not
Right.
something that when you can learn rap lyrics of a rap song, you can definitely learn anything. So
Right.
again, that is what we keep on seeing, we keep on interacting, and we always have taken we have a pride in that. We interact with a lot of teachers. So I wanted to add that. So
Right.
I'll let ma'am continue.
Right. No, we will move forward because it's a very big topic. It will take a day's time to talk
So
about it.
quickly, I'll sum up what Sir asked me was the technology and how it has helped the school, right, in systemizing the processes. So yeah, we have ERP system and all that, and everything is being done through that. It's really systemized the whole process. Manpower requirement has also come down because of that. And now, of course, we are now, we have stopped doing orientations of the parents and everybody through physical. We are doing orientation, online orientations, online report cards, digital report cards, everything we are going to continue because it's really worked well with us. Why unnecessarily waste paper? So there are a lot of things that have come up, and we are continuing with this with the same. And hopefully we will get better and better in the use of technology.
Right, ma'am. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
Thank
Pratima
you.
ma'am. It was wonderful talking to you. I'll come up to Jasdeep ma'am. Jasdeep ma'am, we like to know about your views on the saying that safety of the children is a priority of the school.
Definitely, school environment must be encouraging and promoting social and creative learning. And security as well as safety both are very important. And as far as security is concerned, already, as per CBSE guidelines, all the schools, they have CCTV cameras installed. And most important is that while recruitment of staff and counseling of staff, training of staff on various issues, that is extremely important. How you deal with staff, your staff is going to reflect the same thing. So that aspect must be taken care of. And for attendance also, technology has come in a big way because digital attendance systems are there. And for students also, and attendance of students must be taken twice in a day and one time in person. That thing helps a lot in keeping the security. Another thing is safety. And when it comes to safety, I would like to talk about psychological safety. The child who is happy and who is comfortable in a social group with peers, and child, if the child is comfortable with teacher, that really helps in learning of that child. And that child learns almost 100% all the aspects what are taught in school. So how we can cater this aspect, that safety aspect, that child must feel safe here, safe at head, comfortable at head. For that, I believe that well begun is half done. Morning assemblies are extremely important. That how you do your prayer, how you pray to God, and variety of prayers must be there. And different, moral values can be given during the assembly along with some physical activities. Children must enjoy morning assembly. If their morning starts with a lot of enjoyment, entertainment in the morning, they get recharged. And a second thing is sometimes some children, they are bullied by their peers. That thing we need to look into very, very seriously, because right from the beginning we need to inculcate moral values in students by nurturing positive culture in teachers. And when teachers will be happy, obviously they will deliver more into students. And another very important aspect nowadays, because children are online also, particularly senior students, their safety, mental safety is very, very important. And a lot of webinars must be arranged in the school for teachers, that how to behave, netiquettes, particularly in my school I have done a lot of training on netiquettes, that while on online classes, how you need to behave, that you need not to comment anyone, hurt anyone's feelings. So all these things, what in my school, what we are doing through art integration. Because when we integrate art into each and every subject, whether it is English, biology, physics, art gives expression. Through art children express their feeling. And once they are able to express their feelings, and teachers, they identify their feelings, I think most of the problems are solved then and there only. And they don't linger on, because otherwise they will express their feelings in a bad way. So it's better they express themselves through art. So art integration is extremely good activity done by CBSE, that we must integrate art education in each and every subject. That we are doing very nicely. Rather, a lot of different type of competitions are there. Like in physics we have diagram making competition, which helps in academics also, learning this completely logical subject in a artistic way. So
Right, ma'am.
that things help a lot. And moreover, your school cabinet, that must be very, very strong. School cabinet shoulder the responsibility with teachers to cater to the safety of each and every child. And as far as psychological safety, that must be taken care of uh, very nicely, very smartly also, because counselors, they help a lot in that. And students who are cabinet members, Sometimes through peers we deal with these psychological problems of students. They are addressed then and there only. And art integration, that helps, that do wonders.
There are a lot of ways which can be taken care of for the safety of the child. That is for sure, Jajit ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Pooja ma'am, in precise, we will also like to know your views on the saying that safety of the children is the most important priority of life, school.
I'll go very brief on it because
Yeah,
everybody's, but I think if we have to define safety and security, it's just creating a very, very safe environment for students starting from home into the buses, into the school infrastructure, premises, and back to school. So I think here technology aided also, otherwise also CCTV enabled. When it comes to infrastructure, yes, of course, CCTV enabled, hygiene, the toilet should be safe, health and hygiene, I'll say mental health and well-being, which is very, very important. That psychological safety should be given to children. Disaster management should be all the time. Children should be given mock drills so that they know how to be safe. It's not every time we are going to protect them. We need to teach them how to be safe, both sexually as well as the other things. So posh as well as so these trainings should be given. School management committees, health and hygiene committees, all things, all the policies should be in place. And internet security, which we now want to talk about, the cyber safety, cyber etiquettes need to be taught. Once they are taught, of course, children will themselves become very accountable and responsible for whatever they have been taught. They will be taught about the consequences. So the best part is keep them safe from all and teach
right,
them how to remain safe. Sir. Thank you
right,
so much.
ma'am.
You all are
Uh,
doing a wonderful job as teachers. And everywhere
yes,
is helping us. I would not like to say it again and again. Yes, they have empowered us. They have
right,
really helped us. Thank you so
right,
much.
right, ma'am. Thank you so much, Pooja
Chandok,
ma'am.
can I add something to this?
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
See, when Pooja ma'am is talking about consequences, we just I'm organizing a legal person, coming to school uh, and giving the children the legal aspect, talking to the children about the legal aspects that may come up if there is bullying, or if there is stalking, or if there is sexual harassment. Even a verbal use of a word, can actually lead to legal
Action.
consequences. So I'm
Legal.
bringing a legal advisor into the school. First, they will be talking to the teachers. She'll be talking to the teachers, and then in batches, they will be talking to the students. Because students are very smart these days, and we feel, oh, chota bacha hai, kya samjhega? But children are understanding a lot these days, so they need to understand the consequences also. So this is what I'm initiating, and it is going to happen from tomorrow itself. Actually.
Wonderful, ma'am. This is actually
Very
wonderful.
good.
Our legal advisors also moving in cyber
Yeah,
safety.
because there's so many things. Children that just laugh, and they don't take the responsibility for it. So somewhere we
Ama-
have to give them that implications also.
Ma'am, I call the administrators as genies because they can do anything. Within 6 hours, we are doing everything. I mean, the parents, where they're sending to the school, they only feel that we have paid the fees and our duty is off. And I mean, your values also, and education also, English speaking also, and safety also. Everything is a part of the school, and that will be remain a word of a sentence of discussion always with the parents. They will never agree that they are wrong, and it is a responsibility of the genies, that is administrators inside the school, that they take up the shoulders for everything. Okay, you don't do that, we will do. ये भी हम कर देंगे, हम ये भी कर देंगे. Don't worry about that. Of course, it is our responsibility. Don't worry about that. There is nothing called responsibility in your shoulders. Both of you are working. Please enjoy your works and your parties. We'll take care of the kids for sure. 18 hours they are with them. 6 are with us. But hat off to the educationists all over the India, at least, and all of you people also seniors, that you all people and all of us, we are doing a wonderful thing. We should celebrate every day. If Teachers Day or anything is in one day, once in a year, only 5th September, it should be celebrated every day. That whatever we are doing in
It's not the forte of everyone. No, हर किसी की हिम्मत नहीं जो हम लोग कर जाते हैं वो करके दिखा देगी. Thank you so much, ma'am. We'll come up to Mohit sir. Mohit sir, you have a wonderful thoughts also about the education. I'm very surprised to know about what your feelings are for education and for the values and all. Please let us know about, because we talk about the subjects and everything. Again, when you come up, when we see that there is some disturbance in the office and all, the proper working of the school is not happening. So we also have to focus on that. So as an administrator of the school, we have to see that the official office should be well organized and properly organized with proper system. Do you feel it is very important?
Sir, on this chair, we really, really cannot waste our time and energy. I strongly feel like this chair is really full of responsibilities. And on this chair, I really want to use each bit of my time in the school. So when my things are, be it human resources or material resources, be it the files, be it whatever document, if I want to see, I really don't want my time to be wasted to search things. I definitely want things to be organized, things to be labeled, things to be placed in a proper way. Even the people who are working with me in a team to be trained in a way, so whatever, wherever things are required on a quickest mode, we can arrange those things. And definitely, as we are, the topic is 21st century schools. So every school is now somehow the other way, like we are connected with the technology. So one button helps us to find whatever we want through the laptop. There are several software solutions. So there we just fill up whatever the previous results we want, whatever the feedbacks and feed forwards that we want to give it to the parent while sitting in the office. Even be it the audio broadcasting, CCTV cameras, every single thing is saving your time and energy. Because I really want, being on this chair, this should be calm. And if this will be calm, this will be properly, and as we use this term for the children also, the energy, आके parents बोलते हैं ना, ये जी पढ़ता नहीं है, ये तो खेलता है, ये तो सिर्फ खेलता है बच्चा. And so we need to always tell them like the energy to be channelized. So that is the same for us also. This energy should be channelized and used for each and every good task, which is good for the school, for the student, for the teachers. So I believe, yes, be it the material resources, be it the human resources, everything thing should be organized, properly managed, so that we can
Right.
save time and use our energy in a proper way.
Absolutely right, Mohitji, because uh, the effort should be put on the thing, on the development of the kids instead of going into all these things. And it is very systematic and useful also, and very, it becomes very easy also. But still, the data which has been collected, that more than 90% of the schools still they don't use these type of things, and they are still struggling with that. Although now so many companies and people like Ashpal sir and all these type of people have come into this industry, the things have become very economical even. It, when the new thing comes, it is very expensive. So that is also, but when we talk about the the overall advantage of all these things, we see that using so many manpower, after that we are having errors and so many problems we're having, it becomes very economical and cheap for using it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mohitji. We'll come up to Harshpal sir. Harshpal sir, are you there? Yeah. A lot of praise of technology have you have heard, and please tell your comments about the second round we had, and please let us a little more about in precise that why should we use. Okay, I'll ask you one question only directly, that why should we use Tab School and not any other product? Eight
Good one.
questions.
Good one, sir. So what Tab School does is, and which we would say that no other company out there, is that we are giving you the tools to create the content or use the existing content to create on top of it and get the precise results. Number one point. Now, number 2 point is that we have the assessment tool, and I think everybody has it, but ours is AI powered in the field of subjective type. Now, in the subjective type, lot of still there is a work going on, but we already have that. Third thing is that if we believe in the entire safety system. So we have created browsers, we have created systems where the parent would come to know which website did the child visit through that
Okay.
browser. And if you want to track out the students online activity, you can track the students online activity as well. So in sense, let's say you have sent, let's say, a ppt file to a student to read on, whether the student has opened that file or not is the log that you're going to get, so that the student is not going to give you an excuse, okay ma'am mujhe mila nahi, तो ये चीज हमने क्या कहते हैं निकाल दी. So we believe in that. And the third last most important is we train, like everybody has said that we need to train the teachers. So training the teachers is very important part, and we totally understand that teachers are not technological savvy people. They are teachers and they are good at what they do. So the training is a very important part of our entire ecosystem, because we spend about 15 to 30 days just to train them. And then on top of it, throughout the year, we are available for them at any given point of time. They are facing some challenges, they can obviously consult somebody. Next, last point, which I would also like to contact after this session is Jasjeet ma'am and Pratima ma'am would be, because we want to develop something on the mental health also through technology. So maybe we can collaborate, and rest of the teachers, Pooja ma'am and as well as Mohit sir, that we can collaborate into building and measuring how the student, how much through technology, how student is well here. So that is what I would like to collaborate, because we have an in-house psychologist, but then they are not from the education, they are just clinical psychologists. So that's where we would like to collaborate. I would personally, my people from my would like to collaborate, and we'll be using an AI based algorithm to be mapping the mental health of the child. So that's my answer.
So you want the experience of the seniors, so that
Yes.
you may bring that changes in your product also, so that it becomes more useful for the schools.
So I personally feel that if in my product the teachers and the principals are not involved, how can I create a product without their involvement? I cannot create, because I don't know what their pain point is. I
Right.
have to interact with them, understand their problems, and then improve on top of what I have.
Right,
So
right.
this is a very as a cycle where we continue to include teachers, principals, even sometimes students also, to help us in improving the product.
Right.
Definitely we would like an expertise from the education community to come in and contribute. So
Pooja
that is,
wants Pooja
Sir,
ma'am wants to say something, sir.
in this, Harshwal Sadhvi, I like to help you out in this, because our school was judged 11th in India, a small little school for mental health and well-being. We are organizing lot of psychological tests for children from age group 6 to grade 10th age, to 14 years. So, sir, we can help. Our psychologists are doing wonderful jobs. We are having a lot of multiple intelligence tests. We are doing skill development tests. So we can help you out with that if you can approach us any of the days.
yes,
So we will
Sure,
help
ma'am.
my.
Sure, ma'am. I will share the details with each one of you. Actually, you all should contact each other. You should know each other. That is the beautiness of the technology. Yes, ma'am. Jasjeet ma'am.
Yes, in this regard, I would like to say that gamification, the kind of games you are developing, that these games will definitely help a lot in developing social and emotional skills in students. So in that, teachers and students can help you a lot. That what kind of games should be there online. We should not show games showing violence and a lot of speed and all. Rather, we can nurture patience, social skills, and emotional skills through games also. And
Right.
AI has a lot of role to play in that.
Right, ma'am. Thank you
Right.
so much, ma'am. Coming up to the last part, last 5 minutes of the session, that a surprise one. That before parting, everybody has to sing 2 lines so that this me time should be there. And when it comes to the me time, the seniors have to sing afterwards. Those who have already come to the show, not seniors actually, who already come. So we will start up with the gentleman, that is Mohit Aneja, sir. Sir, 2 lines you have to sing. It can be filmy, patriotic, or original. Anything it can be of your choice.
Okay. Any song, sir? Is it a song?
Any song, sir. Because before parting, we should have good memories that we all had a beautiful time on a Thursday evening right now.
Okay, sir. Would love to. लेकर हम दीवाना दिल मिलते हैं, मंजिल मंजिल हर कहीं तो प्यारे, हर किसी सहारे मिल जाए अंधेरे उजाले, तरम पम लेकर हम दीवाना दिल मिलते हैं, मंजिल मंजिल. Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Mohit sir, we are trying to contact the Indian Idol people to start up a show, a season with the educationists, the principals and the directors, educationists. And I have revealed so many semi-finals, quarter-finals, and direct people who are going to finals also. So you are going to the semi-finals for sure. That you are selected right now.
Thank
Right
you,
now.
sir. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you.
Jasdeep ma'am.
I would like to sing one patriotic song which is very dear to my heart right from my childhood. That is Sare Jahan Se Acha. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदोस्ता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हम बुलबुले हैं उसकी, ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा पर्वत हो सबसे ऊंचा हम साया आसमां का, वो संतरी हमारा, वो पासवा हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा. I want my children to be the peace ambassadors in this world. Thank you.
Pooja ma'am, over to you now, ma'am.
आंचल के तुझे मैं लेके चलूं एक ऐसे गगन के तले, जहां हम भी न हो आंसू भी न हो, पर प्यार ही प्यार पले, एक ऐसे गगन के तले. सारे बच्चों को वहीं ले जाना चाहते हैं. ब्यूटीफुल सेफ एनवायरनमेंट फॉर देम टू बी हैप्पी.
Beautiful, very beautiful, very beautiful. Pratima ma'am.
I thought you told senior teacher will not sing. So actually, I remember last time I had sung a ghazal, so I don't want to sing that now. So I'll just sing Vande Mataram Sufalam Sujalam Malayaj Sitalam Shashamalam Mataram Vande Mataram Suprajosna Pulakitayamini Pulakusimata Chumadhara Shobhini Tuhasini Tumadhura Bhashini Tukh Namardam Mataram Vande Mataram. Thank you.
Very difficult to sing, ma'am. It's not so easy to sing that. Uh, Harshpal ji, if you want that, people should contact you afterwards also, and you need to have their experience also, so you cannot escape. And you should start, rehearsals also for singing a song as of now. Whatever you sung for your wife or for your kid,
I've
whatever
never
you have.
sung a song for my wife, actually.
Please don't show the recording of the show to her.
No, she knows it. She knows it. We have a very, very friendly relationship, and we are more of a friends. So instead of singing a song, I have a few lines which I would like to.
That will be out of syllabus then.
Sir,
Syllabus is singing.
out of syllabus तो नहीं
You
है.
know the syllabus. You are
Song तो
coming
नहीं
in the
है.
third or fourth episode. You know the syllabus. About the others, because they have got a surprise test and they have given. I mean, they have 100 out of 100. They have got. How can you do
No,
that?
I am really
If
bad
they
at
will,
singing.
if they will get annoyed or they'll get angry from you, what will happen then? This is a bribe they have to give, sir. Only 2 lines. Any 2 lines. Sunaiye jaldi.
I don't. Okay, so this is one of the song that I recently saw on Coke Studio. I'm a huge fan of Coke Studio, Pakistan, to be very honest. So this song is "Dekh Tera Kya Rang Kar Diya Hai." I forgot the next line. Let me remind it. So this was a really nice song.
We don't know about the songs, or how can we say it is a very nice song?
Okay. So let me get it into the lyrics.
You can get it from your mobile, the device.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing right now.
The test has to be given, and it cannot be out of syllabus even.
Hold on, sir. Let me. Actually, it's a beautiful song, and
today's the most beautiful song was "Aale Ke Chalo." आले के चलूं तुझे ऐसे गगन के तले जहां गम भी ना हो आंसू भी ना हो बस प्यार ही प्यार मिले एक ऐसे गगन के तले. If all the teachers think like this, then schools will be the heaven for all the kids and for the parents also.
So
मैंने 2 लाइनें गा दी सर.
Sir, I got the lyrics, if you allow me.
Sure.
So, yeah. So, देख तेरा क्या रंग कर दिया है खुशबू का झोंका तेरे संग कर दिया है देख तेरा क्या रंग कर दिया है खुशबू का झोंका तेरे संग कर दिया है. Thank you. That's the only thing that I can do.
I hope your wife is not seeing the episode because she will say that मेरे लिए तो कभी गाया नहीं अब.
No, she sees every episode, every speech that I have given. She's my biggest critic. She says तुम यहाँ ठीक नहीं हो, you are bad at this, you are really bad at it. She's not happy with what I do. She's always that. So she's my biggest critic, and she keeps me grounded.
Wives are always the biggest critic. I also know that. 23 years plus experience I have. You might be having 5 to 6. Let's see what happens after 10 years or 15 years plus. Right. Thank you so much. We had a wonderful time. Thank you, Pratima ma'am, Jasdeep ma'am, Pooja ma'am, Mohit sir, and Harshpal sir. Had a wonderful time with you. Had a wonderful talk about a discussion about knowing about you people, that how we have reached, because the teachers, they feel that they're coming in an AC car and AC sitting in an AC office, so they have a good time. But it takes so many years of practices and learning, as well as giving to the society. Then you can reach up to this destination.
Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you another season and another session very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, to everyone, in fact. And
Share the details with everyone, contact details with each everyone, so that also you may also keep on connecting with each other always. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.